This episode is brought to you by Fox One. Watch all 104 matches of the FIFA World Cup live in 4K for just $19.99 a month with 3 days free. Build your own multi-view, choose up to 3 streams, and follow player spotlights. Stay on top of every moment with live stats, highlights, and instant replays. The FIFA World Cup, streaming live on Fox One. Offers are subject to change. See fox.com for complete terms and conditions.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi. Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, we were just bashing pollsters, and so that's a great time for us to get to pollster extraordinaire John McLaughlin, who, by the way, I had on many of the programs I used to do for Fox and for CNBC, and I once met him outside of the Prime Minister's office in Israel. He looked at me and said, "Hey, Jake, what are you doing here?" But John, the pollsters, they actually didn't do all that badly last night, but they got this election in the Bronx, the Espaillat versus Daraliza Chevalier. They got this election wrong. Why do you think they got it wrong?
He should have called me. I would have told you that he was going to lose.
They got it wrong because they didn't have you in there. That's why. That's a good answer.
Wait. But we should have called them before the election. It can't be a Monday morning quarterback. Is that what they call it?
Yeah. Well, Wednesday morning quarterback today, yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about polling.
Well,
do you have to change the whole philosophy about polling?
No, you don't.
Nobody has a phone at home anymore. And
right.
That was your way of doing it originally.
Right, but we do it mostly on cell phones now, where it's made it a lot more expensive, but you still have all these voter databases that you know who votes in primaries, you know who doesn't vote in primaries, and you have to, polls are not good predictors of turnout. Plus, you have to be a skeptic. I do have an MBA in quantitative methods. I went to Fordham University for that, and you have to look at a poll and say what's wrong with this poll before you give it to a client, and see what's going on. I mean, last night the good thing for me was I'm working for Michael Petrie in Long Island, and he won his primary decisively, and he'll be facing off with Tom Suozzi. And Janine Driscoll's a client, and she's going to be facing off against Laura Gillen in the 4th congressional.
I voted for her last night. I voted for Janine last night. I was the last guy at my polling place in Nassau County. They were closing the doors, but they were happy to see me. I guess they were lonely.
It wasn't that big a turnout, but
I voted. It was my only choice as a Republican.
They were waiting for you.
Yeah, they were waiting for me.
But you've got the battles. When you look at the races that could determine the House. Again, New York is going to be front and center because you got Peter Oberacker up in the 19th, pardon me, is going to be running against Riley, Congressman Riley, who's never there. And so those are 3 seats, plus the Democrats are coming after Mike Lawler again, and Mike's very tough. And Mike really, you talk about somebody who works really hard. I mean, even Donald Trump calls him Mr. Salt because he got the salt deduction restored for New York taxpayers. So New York's going to be, there's going to be a lot of advertising on WABC.
Yeah. We're speaking with John McLaughlin, the pollster extraordinaire. He's a frequent guest on a number of WABC programs, very often on the Kudlow Show. But John, there's another aspect to these victories. Obviously, the breaking news this morning, we can't bury it, and Fernando rightfully congratulated Zohar Mamdani for his effectiveness. I don't like anything he stands for, but you can't deny the guy's out there and working. These socialist candidates that he endorsed all won, including the Chevalier up in the Bronx beating Espaillat. Right. Claire Valdez wins. Brad Lander wins. But, John, if you're a Republican, maybe you're looking at this nationally and thinking this isn't the worst result, because now in swing states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, maybe in Virginia, you can point to these results and say, you can't vote for someone who's in the same team as these crazy people, right? I mean, you got to campaign off of these results, don't you?
I think the big winner was Bruce Blakeman. I mean, full disclosure, I work for Bruce. I've always worked for Bruce, and the key factor here is you got Kathy Hochul endorse these other candidates, and they got run over by Zohar Mamdani, who she endorsed. She helped create this guy, and his policies. When you look at the bigger picture of New York State politics or national politics, what you've got is the Republican Party is now the party of the working class. Donald Trump has totally transformed it.
That's what John was just saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Has moved into the Republican Party. In converse reaction to that, the elite kind of socialist, big government socialist elites have moved into the Democrat Party, and they are the tail wagging the dog. I mean, John, you used to be friends with Ray Harding in the Liberal Party in New York. They don't exist anymore.
I mean, I was friends with everybody because I believe in the word communications. But I mean, it's getting harder because it's getting, I guess, extremism. I used to say extremism in any direction. Extremism on the right or extremism on the left is wrong, and people should have communications. And it's getting harder and harder. By the way, we have a new arrival in the studio right now. We have Judge Richard Weinberg, a common sense Democrat. You've been a Democrat for how many years? 78 years?
Something like that, but who's counting?
That's it. You just ruined his whole dating profile.
That's right.
77?
Well, I'm in competition now with Jake for the 80-year-old ladies.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Listen, the 80-year-old ladies have loved me since I was a kid in
rightfully so.
And that's the way it goes.
And now you're going for them.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going for them.
Come on, Jake.
I relate to them.
John McLaughlin, let me ask you this question. Sir. So I'm a Democrat. The last of the common sense Democrats are David Patterson and me, I guess, in this state. What do we do about the future of the Democratic Party? Or is it time for people like me and David to bail out of this party because it's destroying this country?
Well, if Dershowitz did it, what are you waiting for?
Well, you're gonna have to vote for some Republicans.
By the way, that's easy. That's easy, John.
See, and because it's the bad part is these Democrats, the socialists, the Mandami, the big government Mandami socialists, they don't want to just tell you what to do. They want to take over your food stores and run it. They want to take your real estate. I mean, think about how many homeowners there are, property owners in New York City, that they're threatening that they might take their property. And once you start taking people's property in the United States, then we're not a capitalist society anymore. The American dream is still to get a house and a home. And Donald Trump today is signing a bipartisan bill that passed the Congress yesterday to increase housing and make it more affordable to buy housing in the United States. And ultimately, when you think about
the average age, so people know, the average age of buying houses is what was it?
41.
Over 41.
Yeah.
It used to be like 29, and part of it is because the interest rates, which we're going to go down now that we got, Powell is gone. Now, in addition, I was with Secretary Besson last night. The other statistic was that we used to have 6 million new homes being sold. Right now, it's only 4 million. I mean, that is horrible. But before, we got about 6 more minutes on the air before we have to take a break. And John, the most important thing is give us the national perspective of what what happened. I saw President Trump's truths or tweets or whatever you want to call them. And there was a lot of big victories around the nation. So let's not be depressed about what's happening in New York City. We are depressed, but tell us about what happened in the country.
No, but his endorsements were 16-0 yesterday. We did a poll. We put out a poll in South Carolina saying that Attorney General Alan Wilson would win South Carolina, and we had him with 69%. He got 68%. So I have a better history in South Carolina there. You like?
Yeah, but when I was running for mayor, you never told me I was losing Manhattan.
Oh, we told you.
You told Rob Ryan, my manager.
You were down 20 points at the end, and you cut it to 10. But you know what?
7.
Right. Mayor Giuliani endorsed your opponent.
Yeah, I lost to Giuliani. Joe Lota was a decent person. I like Joe Lota.
We all like Joe Lota.
Yeah.
We all like Joe.
So the mayor was very popular in the city at the time. So But, that was historic. If he'd endorsed you, the city, we wouldn't have these socialists.
It's Rudy's fault. I tell you, Rudy's fault.
So,
Hey,
but he was.
So tell us about the national elections. What happened in South Carolina? What happened in
I think it was Utah.
Utah.
Yeah. Well, Alan Wilson won for the runoff for governor in South Carolina. He won at 69-31. The attorney general and Dave Stumbo won 56-44. By the way, Trump he endorsed both those candidates, so he was 2-0 in that. And then you had in Utah, which he went 3-0 and 4-0 in that where the Republicans were holding their seats, and because Trump's base is solid. And the other part is, there's these stories about his base not being that strong, and frankly, it is very strong. In Maryland, he was 1-0 with his endorsements. Dan Cox is going to be the nominee running against Wes Moore for the Dan will be the Republican candidate. That's always an uphill climb in
governor.
Maryland lately.
Governor, right?
Yeah,
Maryland.
for governor.
Yeah.
And so you got, and in New York, he was 10-0 with his endorsements.